I've been editing YouTube videos for years, but every time I watch a great film, I feel like I'm learning editing all over again. That's why I broke down Spider-Man Homecoming, because while I was watching, I learned so many filmmaking techniques that I want to use in my own videos. And why not show you? Now, I'm a big Spider-Man fan. I own this, and even this. Trust me, I'm not addicted. In our first scene, Spider-Man has just discovered that the glowy thing in Ned's backpack is a bomb. This immediately raises the stakes, and it uses a technique called cross-cutting, where you're able to cut between two different scenes which are happening at different times. Plot A is Ned at the spelling bee, while plot B, Spider-Man racing to stop the explosion. Many of the voice lines in here are essential to the story.
Please be sure all cell phones are turned off.
This sets up Ned won't hear his phone.
It's Ned, leave a message.
Ned, call me back, the glowy thing's a bomb!
They're not just voice lines to say voice lines, they make the next scene a bit more intense.
We have now entered sudden death. The next correct answer wins the championship.
As this line plays, it cuts to Flash being really nervous, and also Spider-Man running as fast as he can. These are motivated cuts. They're able to line up the dialogue.
There's a vehicle approaching on your right.
With an action that happens after. And just as Spider-Man is through the air, it cuts back to MJ, where she wins the championship.
That is correct.
The music rises, the crowd goes wild, but Spider-Man still hasn't stopped the bomb. So us as an audience are still thinking about this and being like, what is going to happen next? That's what makes cross-cutting so effective. It gives you an edge to be able to show the audience what's happening, but leaving the characters in the dust. And the fact that the audience knows what's happening makes this more exciting. But as filmmakers, we always use music in our videos, but what happens if you don't? In the most iconic moments in the movie, the ferry splits in half, and Spider-Man has to do everything he can to hold it back together. The music plays a huge role, but it also knows when not to use it. The sound effects are able to create that tension there and make the scene kind of scary. It uses snapping noises, people screaming, and things just breaking. The music starts to rise and rise as he starts pulling the boat together, and when he realizes that it's coming together by itself, it stops.
What the hell?
Hi, Spider-Man. Band practice, was it?
This cut to Iron Man is so unexpected. It's like a jump scare. It gives you time to look around to say not only Spider-Man's confused, but the audience too.
Hi, Spider-Man.
It's well-timed, funny, and just resets the tone. This scene teaches us, especially on YouTube, that we don't always need music. If you're able to build an environment with just sound effects, you can create something that is even more scary and engaging. And that's something I really want to be able to do. And let's be honest, what is the point of having such high intensity scenes if we don't have something a bit slow? After Tony Stark takes away Spider-Man's suit,
I'm nothing without this suit.
If you're nothing without this suit, then you shouldn't have it.
he's now just Peter Parker, and to convey that, they made this slow montage. To me, this not only helps the character be a bit more relatable, but it shows him that he's coming back to the things that he's ignored this whole time. This scene felt well earned. Peter was finally returning to his normal life. If you're able to build up something intense, you should also be able to slow things down. And then comes a contrast. We get Peter Parker preparing for a date. This is a fun scene, and just seeing Peter Parker preparing for this is elevated by that fun, happy music. We're excited, you're excited, I'm excited.
You must be Peter.
You expected the next beat in the song, but then you see this guy, Michael Keaton, and he's scary. There's no music in this scene, and it's very reliant on the acting and editing.
Smile. There you go.
You might think, why? There's literally nothing happening. But it's all about what's happening versus the reaction. What is the purpose to cut to this character? Why should we cut over here rather than to this guy? Toombs is slowly starting to figure out who Peter Parker really is. And after every detail he figures out, it cuts back to him.
Great party. Really great. Yeah. Beautiful house. A lot of windows.
You were there for like 2 seconds.
I was there
He's
long.
slowly starting to realize that Peter Parker is Spider-Man.
No, I did not disappear.
Yes, you did. You disappeared like you always do, like you did in DC too.
And what makes this even better is the lighting, and it's used as a visual metaphor.
I bet you're glad when your old pal Spider-Man showed up in the elevator, though.
Yeah, well, I actually didn't go up. I saw it off on the ground.
This is the exact moment Toombs realizes Peter Parker is Spider-Man.
Good old Spider-Man.
And staying on his face just makes this so much more terrifying. These are some incredible filmmaking techniques, and now I finally realize why I loved this movie in high school. At the start, I thought I liked this movie because it had Spider-Man, and while that still might be true, after rewatching it, I realized I liked it because the editing made me feel something. It was the way it made these characters feel awkward, flawed, just kind of like me when I was in high school, just trying to figure things out. And maybe that's the type of editing I want to be able to do, to show relatability, to show experiences, and just to make things personal. So that's why I love Spider-Man Homecoming.